heavyweight contender named Scott Ledoux passed away yesterday. He fought in the 70s and 80s and fought some greats like Larry Holmes and George Foreman. In 1977, Ledoux fought a man named Johnny Boudreaux in the ill-fated United States Boxing Championships that aired on ABC, hosted by Howard Cosell. This given fight in Annapolis, Maryland, everybody thought throughout the 8 rounds that Scott Ledoux would get the decision. Instead, the fight went to Johnny Boudreaux, and Cosell announced his surprise by saying, "They gave it to Johnny Boudreaux!" I've seen the clips of it. It happened when I was 5 years old, so I don't exactly remember it. But what happened after the fight was probably more memorable than the decision. Cosell interviews Johnny Boudreaux, and all of a sudden you see a commotion from the ring. It's Scott Ledoux trying to get into a fight with Boudreaux, and in the process, the headset Howard Cosell was wearing gets snapped to the ground, and so does Howard's toupee. So for a few moments, if you're looking real close, you could have seen Cosell without his toupee. And the reason why I bring up a fix is that we have seen probably one of the biggest fixes in reality TV last night with the August 11th episode of Big Brother. Now, to use the term fix in reality TV is a rather prevalent thing and something you could pretty much use with any show. Remember American Idol when Jennifer Hudson got kicked off of it, and she got kicked off like in the top 5 and didn't go all the way to the finals like everybody was expecting. We've seen something very similar to that with what the events of what took place in Big Brother 13 last night. They're at the stage of the show where they're down to 9 house guests. One would leave, but one would re-enter. And it was possible, there was a 50-50 chance that the person who left could be the person that came back in. They would have a playoff with a house guest voted by, supposedly, the audience. Anybody who went on the internet and took the poll, or however they did it. And somehow, some way, Brendon Villegas gets back into the house. Now, I pay attention to social media and Twitter, and that's pretty much how I keep up with Big Brother. I really don't watch the TV show all that much, only at real relevant points do I watch the TV show. Now, Brendon was not very well liked by the people on social media. Now, I'm thinking there's no way in hell he gets back in, but the events that took place in the house during the week, it seemed at the very start of the week everybody was poised of getting Rachel Riley out, who again most of the audience does not like at all. She's there to serve a purpose, and that is to build drama and to build ratings, and I had no illusions to otherwise. But another person that was nominated that week was Jeff Schroeder, the person who is in the house with Jordan Lloyd, who won Big Brother 11, who is still alive. Now we've gotten to the point where all the members of the show will either be on the jury or one of the 2 finalists. Now, Jeff won the veto, so he vetoed himself off. So the head of household, Kalia, whose last name I do not remember, I'm sure, I'll look it up on Wikipedia here in a moment. In fact, what the hell? Let's do it right now. Stand by, folks. I'm going to look up Kalia's last name. But my point is this. All of a sudden, you see this little search for Kalia to find a replacement nominee in favor of Jeff. Big Brother 13, U.S. Stand by, folks. Kalia's last name is Booker. Kalia Lynn Booker. She was the head of household this week, so she decides, well, there's a kind of a search for a volunteer, and LaJuan Henderson, I'm sorry, not LaJuan Henderson, I'm thinking of Keith's last name, LaJuan Exum, was the person who decides to volunteer, which was one of the dumbest moves you'll ever see. And if the fix was in, this makes total sense, because all of a sudden everybody now has their targets on Lalonde. Lalonde gets voted out easily, 6-0. And for some god-awful reason, Brendon wins the vote to get back into the House. Now, they have a competition to decide who gets back in. Of course, it's an athletic-based competition, which Brendon, being a former swimming coach, would excel at. He wins. He's back in the House. Now, I was screaming fix after the show had ended. I was keeping up on events on Twitter. I was actually watching the San Diego-Seattle game. NFL game, first game of the year, and listening to Wide Awake Radio with Charlie McGrath. See, I multitask. And everybody was screaming fix, 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 fix. And how else could you explain this? Along the online media, no one, and I mean nearly no one, wanted Brendon to go back into the House, but yet Brendon somehow wins the vote with over 2 million votes cast, and he won a close vote with 1 million votes. Now, are you telling me that if he won a close vote, and let's say there was like 2.25 million votes, and he had 1 million votes, that means somebody else had to have had 800,000, 900,000 votes in order for it to be close. So, you know, I just kind of think that's a little foreboding that the outcome was rigged. Rachel and Brendon are back in the House, and they'll all live happily after, getting evicted one by one. Now, to all of you who think the show was rigged, I have heard rumors going back as far as Big Brother 3 that this show was rigged. But you know, as long as we're entertained, as John, my former classmate out in Arizona, said on Facebook, as long as we're entertained, everybody's happy, right? If you think the show is rigged, you have one simple solution. Do not watch. Watch the ratings of the show go down. Remember, they're not going to fix this. You're not going to go to Congress and ask for an investigation like you saw back in the 1950s with the quiz shows like 21 and Dotto, because a reality show is not binded by the same laws as game shows are. And, you know, if you've ever seen the movie Quiz Show with Rob Morrow, who's the fellow? Christopher McDonald played a very good Jack Barry. Jack Barry was the host of 21. And federal laws are not the same for reality shows as they were for game shows back in the 50s and early 60s. So if you're expecting an investigation into this, think again. The only way you can voice your verdict is by not watching the show, and I am vowing not to do it. I am vowing not, after this video blog, not to participate in any way, shape, or form with Twitter or Facebook. Just stop talking about the show. Stop watching the show, stop tweeting about the show, stop Facebooking about the show, and the show will go away. And I think after 13 seasons, it's time for this show to go away. Because the fix was in last night, and this was the night, August 11th, 2011, that Big Brother needs to be disowned by America. And that's how I feel about it. Well, today was the 12th of August, 2011, and this has been today's Big Paulie video blog. I hope you enjoyed it. It'll be my last blog about Big Brother, at least for this season. And I will talk to you again real soon. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye for now.